Hey everybody, we're going to start today's workout by doing some agility drills. We're going to start off using our agility ladder, and we simply just chalked out an agility ladder. You can use painter's tape. We actually have one here using painter's tape, but all you need is sidewalk chalk, draw it out. You can use painter's tape. It doesn't matter really how long you make the ladder. You can make it as long as you like. The width of the ladder, I usually use my foot as a guide, a little bit, maybe an inch and a half wider than my foot. But it doesn't have to be perfect straight lines. You just keep it as straight as you can. But use sidewalk chalk or painter's tape or any type of paint for that matter. We're here in my garage, so you can do this anywhere where you have flat pavement, concrete, whatever. We're simply going to walk you through or take you through 3 drills. But please go online, Google agility ladder drills, and you'll find a lot more. But for right now, we're just going to take you through 3. The first one we're going to take you through is a simple out and in. So you're going to start with your feet on the outer edge of the ladder, and you're just going to bring them into the inside. Then you're going to go back out, in, and work your way down the ladder, hitting each box of the ladder. Okay, so Jonathan, why don't you go ahead, show us how it's done. Ready? Start a little bit closer to the ladder, please. Ready? Go. Good. Now, one thing, or a couple things actually, that you need to watch for when you do this. Number one is you've got to be athletic with your posture. Good arm bend, nice loose body, a little bit of a knee bend. You don't want to have straight legs. A little bit of a knee bend. Good athletic posture. Maintain that posture all the way throughout the ladder. The second thing is, and Jonathan was actually getting to this as he was getting to the end, so if there were a few more boxes, he may have started skipping some. And the reason for that is a lot of kids, when they do this, their body leans too far forward. So what will happen is, if your body's leaning too far forward, your feet are going to end up skipping a box to catch yourself, and we can't have that. Keep good posture, good athletic posture, maintain balance over your feet here. So that way you're not losing balance going forward, okay? As you get the technique down, speed things up. If you start messing up the technique, slow it back down. Challenge yourself, go faster. The second drill we're going to do is a simple bunny hop. So you're going to start with your feet not tight together, but within the width of the ladder. And what you're going to do is just bunny hop all the way down, 2 feet all the way down. Good athletic posture, and you're going to hit each box going down. Go ahead, Jonathan. Get yourself set. Move a little closer, please. Ready? Go. Good. Now, again, watch the lean forward. Watch the lean. If you're too far forward, you're going to skip boxes. Keep your weight controlled. Keep your balance controlled. Also with the legs, nice athletic bend to the legs. We're not stiff-legged. And we're not looking for height. We're not looking to go high. We're looking to stay low to the ground, go quick through it. All right, the last one we're going to do, side shuffle through. Now, it doesn't matter which way you start. You can start facing this way. You can start facing this way. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start facing this way just for the purpose of the camera. And what you're going to do is I'm going to lead left, follow right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Couple things. Number one, everything's square forward. As you're going through this, don't tilt your body. Don't lean your body to the direction you're going. Don't open your body to the direction you're going. Stay square forward. Stay square all the way through. Knees, belly button, head, everything should be facing forward. No crossing over. We're not crossing our feet. We're leading left, following with the right, hitting every box. After you get down to the end, wait a couple seconds, lead right, follow left. Wait a few seconds, minute maybe, and go back. Again, same thing. As you get good at this, pick up the speed a little bit. Challenge yourself. See how quick you can go while maintaining good form. So Jonathan, you want to go ahead? Once you get to the end, Jonathan, come out to the outside here, pause for a few seconds, and go back to the right side. Ready? Go. All right, wait a few seconds. Now go ahead and go back the other way. Excellent, very good. So 3 real simple ladder drills that you can do using sidewalk chalk. Again, you can use painter's tape or any other type of tape to build your ladders, and you're good to go. So Google and look up some additional agility ladder drills, and just add to these 3. You can do as many as you like, build your library of drills, and away you go. Hey everybody, now that we've gotten our feet loose doing the agility ladders, we're now going to do an infield warm-up drill. This is a drill that I would do all the time, pretty much daily as a college second baseman. Our shortstops would do it, third baseman would do it, first baseman would do it. And what we're simply working on here is our approach to the ground ball. So we've got 3 balls here. We've got 3 wiffle balls. They don't have to be wiffle balls. They can be baseballs, tennis balls, softballs, whatever you have at home. If you don't have any, use rolled up socks, roll up piece of paper, whatever you've got, anything that's round, or it could be a paper plate, a cone, whatever you have, put down 3 markers. And you can actually use more than 3, and you'll see what I mean here in a few seconds. But essentially what we're working on is our approach to a ground ball and making sure we get into the proper fielding position. When we finish, we want to end up butt down, hands out, and we do not want to end up over top of the ball. So a little side shot for this one here. A lot of times with young kids, you'll see young kids field ground ball where the ball's on top of them, underneath them. We don't want that. We want to field a ground ball. We want to get down so that we're fielding the ball out in front. Our butt is slightly above our knees. Our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. And our hands are out. If our butt goes up, our hands come back. So we got to get the butt down and hands out. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start back here. And when I go, I'm just going to approach each ball. Okay, we're going to go to the right ball first, to the middle ball second, and to the left ball third. Now, one thing I want you to imagine, Jonathan here is a first baseman. So as a first baseman, home plate is pretty much straight in front of him, right down the line. First base is over here. So what he wants to do is he wants to make sure that when he approaches these ground balls, that he's in a position to field and run over to first base. We're not going to worry about that right now, but when he fields this ground ball to the right, he wants to make sure that he's fielding it square to home plate and not coming over here and fielding it sideways. Because if he fields it like this, he doesn't really have a great path to either flip the ball to the pitcher at first or to run the ball over to first. He wants to make sure that he gets square to home plate. Okay? Got it, Jonathan? All right, so we're going to go this ball first, then walk back, and then I'll say go. You go that ball second, walk back, go that ball third. Ready? Go. Good. Good approach to the ball. Butt down, hands out. Walk it back. Now we're going to go to the middle ball. Ready? Go. Good. Now, one thing that you may, relax, Jonathan. One thing that you may have noticed that Jonathan did, he looped around. On a ball hit right at us, we don't want to run straight at the ball because our momentum now is going to home. Jonathan came around down to field because now after he fields, his momentum's going to first base. You want to do that again, Jonathan? Same thing. Not such a big loop, okay, but right idea. Ready? Go. Round, down, and field. Good. Back. And then we'll hit our last one over here. Okay? Here, he can go direct to that ball. Ready? Go. Good. Butts down, hands are out. Relax. Okay, so real simple drill. And again, this is something that myself and other infielders that I played with in college, we would do pretty much on a daily basis. It's just working on our approach to the ball and making making sure we get in a good fielding position. We're back inside the garage. I've got a foam ball, squishy ball. I'm even okay if we were in the house doing this, in the basement. I let Jonathan use this in the basement. Again, squishy ball. We're in the garage. Maybe he can use a tennis ball. Definitely wouldn't allow a tennis ball in the house, but thrown against the wall. But these foam balls are real good. Those of you who've been with Angels baseball know that we've used these a lot. So I'm on my knees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my fielding technique. We're taking the approach out of the way. We're taking our lower body out of the way. And all we're doing is we're just going to flip the ball against the wall, and we're going to work on our ground balls. Okay, so it's as simple as this. Against the wall, work on fielding. Now, a couple things. If you're new to this, you may have a tough time throwing a ball against the wall. But if you do this enough times, you'll get better at it. And you might throw the ball too high and you're getting one-hoppers. You might throw too low and you're bouncing the ball against the wall. Try to hit the ball low on the wall so that you get a pretty good ground ball out of this. When you're fielding, hands out in front. I mentioned that on the approach ground ball drill. Notice I'm bending over at the waist and my hands are out. We do not want to field ground balls in on our body. The hands have to be out in front. Get the hands out. We're going to work on ground balls at us, ground balls to our left, ground balls to our right. Ground balls at us, we're fielding with two hands. I'm barehanded. You can use a glove if you want, but I like to do this with bare hands. Ground ball at us, out in front. Another thing, a lot of infielders, especially young kids, struggle with the bare hand or the glove being flat against the ground. When you do this and you curl your fingers up, Jonathan, out of the way. When you do this and you curl your fingers up, that ball's not going to get in the glove. As an infielder, we want our fingers down. Fingers need to be down. So when I throw that ball against the wall, fingers down to field. Fingers down to field. And you just go over and over. Now notice that we don't want rapid fire. We don't want to see this. It's not how many we can do, it's the quality that we do. Take your time. Against the wall, field. Against the wall, field. Against the wall, field. Okay? What's up, dude? How are you? All right. And if you got a 3-year-old at home, he might join the fun. Okay, can you stand over here for a second, Xander? Thank you. All right, need you to be quiet for a minute, okay? Now, take the ball against the wall, field. Against the wall, field. Fingers down. When you get to your backhand, you can rotate your body a little bit. So let's just say the camera was the wall. You can rotate your body. Now, backhands, we want to do one-handed. Fingers down, not flat. Fingers down, backhand. Okay? If you're left-handed, you're going to rotate the other way and field here. Rotate my body, fingers down, field. Fingers down, field. Fingers down, field. Forehands to my left side. I'll rotate my body the other way, and I'm fielding fingers down here, right to off the left side of my leg. Left-handers, you'll rotate the other way, and you'll field here. So against the wall, fingers down, field. This is the pace that you want to do it, this slow. All right, hey everybody. So next drill that we're going to work on is a flipping drill. And this drill is for first baseman, it's for second baseman, and it's for shortstop. If you play, a couple of those positions or all three, great. Then you're going to work on this drill 3 times. If you only play short, then fine. You're just going to pay attention to the shortstop segment of this and work from there. But flipping balls, for those of you who've been in Angels baseball before, know that it is something we need to work on. When you're flipping a ball to a pitcher covering first base or a second baseman flipping to a shortstop, those should be easy outs. But unfortunately, kids, when they're flipping, they make a lot of mistakes. Some of the mistakes that you'll see is you'll see kids, when they flip a ball, they take their arm and they go way back up high, and way forward. When you're flipping a ball, whether you're a first baseman, second baseman, or a shortstop, let's say I'm flipping the ball into the siding here. You're taking the ball and you're coming down to where your fingers are pointing to the ground. And then when you're flipping, you're going no higher than your shoulder. So this is the action of the flip. And if you're left-handed, it's here. Okay? That's the action. No more, no less. Secondly, when you flip, you want to flip with a stiff wrist. You don't want to flick your wrist, because when you flick your wrist, that's when you flip the ball up in the air, or maybe you flick it too late or too early, ball goes down on the ground. You want to flip with a stiff wrist and use your body to push the ball. And that gets me to my third point. So imagine I'm a shortstop flipping to second. What you see a lot of times in youth baseball is kid will field the ball and he'll take about 5 or 6 steps and then he'll go to flip, and the second baseman's standing on the bag panicking because they don't know what the shortstop's going to do. Minimize your steps. Now that doesn't mean you field the ball here and flip. You field the ball, you'll take a shuffle, one other step, and follow your flip. Okay? So, equipment that you'll need for this. I've got a foam ball because I'm going to be flipping balls into the siding of my house. Okay, so foam ball, maybe a wiffle ball, but foam ball is preferred. I've got a base here. You don't need a base. You can put your hat down, act as a base. You can take a paper plate, piece of paper, anything can be a base. And then I've got a piece of painter's tape on the wall. That painter's tape is my target. That's what I want to hit. Okay, now you can adjust that higher or lower. You really always want to hit the person in the chest with your flip. Okay. So from a shortstop's perspective, I'm going to pretend that I'm going to field the ball and go flip. And my goal is I want to hit that blue tape with my flip. Okay. So I'm going to start with my ball in my glove. Pretend it's in my glove. You don't even need a glove. You can use your bare hand if you want. I field. I shuffle. Turn my body, and then take a step, flip, and follow. Okay? So this is how it works. Field, shuffle, turn, step, and flip. Okay? Go ahead, Xander, can you grab that ball for me, please? That simple, all right? And if you got a 3-year-old at home who can help you out, that's great. Thanks, Xander. Take a seat. Take a seat, bud. Thank you. Okay, do it a little bit quicker now. So I field, shuffle, turn, step, and flip. Follow my flip. Jonathan, can you grab that ball for me, please? Thank you. All right. A little faster now. Field, shuffle, turn, step, and flip. Okay? Now, you can practice this, thanks, bud, as much as you want, all day long. All you need is a foam ball, painter's tape. Now let's pretend I'm first base. When does a first baseman flip a ball? Ground ball to first, pitcher's covering first base, you're going to have to flip. So here's my first base. I'm going to back up, pretend I'm fielding as a first baseman. I come down and I field the ball, and it's the same concepts. Okay? Field the ball, take my shuffle, stay low, and flip into that blue tape. There you go, bud. And have your 3-year-old get the ball for you. All right, so again, I'm playing first base. Pretend I field. I'm going to pretend that pitcher's covering first base, and I'm flipping them the ball. Okay? Thanks, buddy. Good throw, pal. Thank you. All right, so that's over at first base. We covered shortstop. We covered first base. All right, now we're at second base. Okay, so I just flipped everything. I'm a second baseman. There's my second. This piece of tape represents the shortstop. So I'm going to pretend like I field the ball. I field it, shuffle, turn, and flip into the tape. Okay? Here we go. I field, shuffle, turn, and flip into the tape. All right? And then get your 3-year-old to get the ball for you. Excellent. Thanks, bud. Again. Field, shuffle, turn into the tape. Okay? We'll do it one more time. A little quicker speed. Thanks, pal.
And then my turn.
All right, here we go. Come down the field, shuffle, turn, and flip. You know, something you can easily do if you're by yourself. You don't even need somebody to do this drill with, as you just saw. But if you do have somebody with you, you can then get into a position where you're standing here, they roll you the ball, you field it, and you go through the mechanics. Okay, so you can do this all day long, as much as you want. This is a play that we do not want to mess up in a game because it should be an easy out. But unfortunately, at the youth level, too many kids mess this play up. Okay, flips have got to be outs. We've got to get this technique down. The last drill that we're going to do is, actually it's going to be 4 drills, some throwing drills. Okay, we've got to get throwing. And one other thing, actually, before I get into the drills, go out and play catch. Okay, one thing that you're not going to see on these videos today is you actually catching the ball, but go out and play catch. Mom, dad, sister, brother, whoever, have them throw balls to you. You got to work on catching the baseball. All right, but throwing drills. So I've got a foam ball. I've got blue tape on the siding. If your parents don't want you throwing a foam ball against the siding, okay, there, you can use rolled up socks. Rolled up socks would work really, really well. Okay, so if you can't use a foam ball, rolled up socks. Next best thing. Definitely not a tennis ball, obviously not a baseball. Okay, so rolled up socks. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do for this first drill is we're gonna focus on throwing 12-6. We're gonna work on making sure this elbow stays above this shoulder. When we get to this point in throwing, we do not want this elbow down here. And we see a lot of young kids doing that. A lot of young kids will push balls. It may start up top, but then when they go to throw, they drop the elbow and push. And a lot of kids do that because they're trying to place the ball to their target. Don't place it, throw it. This blue tape is there, that's our target. We want to hit that. But I would rather see you miss by a mile getting your elbow above your shoulder than hitting the target every time with your elbow below the shoulder. Okay, so keep that elbow above that shoulder. So what you're going to do is you're going to start here, nice and easy. Don't throw hard. You're going to start here. You're going to rotate the throw into that tape. And your goal is you want to hit that tape. Okay, Jonathan? Make sure you're in line. Your right knee should be down. Left foot pointing right at that tape. You're going to start up. This is where we want to start. Okay, throw. Okay, pick up the ball. Again, starting position. Ready, throw. Okay, now, his elbow looked a little low to me. Okay, start. When he rotated, it looked like his elbow came down a little bit. We've got to maintain that high elbow here. Elbow, shoulder. All right, one more. Ready? Throw. Okay, now, oh, thanks, Jonathan. Next drill that we're going to do, we're going to work on being fluid with our arms. We see a lot of kids when they throw, they'll come up, they'll pause, and then they'll go throw. This is something we have to fix, especially as these kids get older, because you might come up here, pause, and then be real violent to turn and throw. That's bad for your shoulder. When you throw, you want fluidity in your arm. You want that arm to be non-stop. Okay, here to here, here to here. So that's what we're going to work on now. Same setup, except you're going to have ball in hand in your glove. You can use a glove, you can use your bare hand, whatever. Start here, and then when you're ready to throw, it's this release, arm circle, up and through. Ideally, you get on top, but we're not focused on that right now. We're focused on fluidity. Keep that arm moving all the way through. All the way through. Don't come up here, ball. This is what we don't want to see. Come up, stop, and then throw. It's bad for your shoulder. Keep that shoulder moving throughout. Okay, Jonathan, here. Do a couple reps. Ready? Go. Good. Okay, now, actually that was good. I'm glad that happened. Because when you, watch out, pal. When you throw into the wall, if you miss that target and you hit over there, that ball is gonna go to your left. We want this ball to go straight back to us. So when we throw, we want that ball to be able to come right back to us. Right back to us. We shouldn't have to go to our right or to our left to get that ball. Do another rep, Jonathan, please. Okay. Now, good fluidity, but if you saw in the video on that one, he's definitely got to work on that low elbow. Okay, but let's work on one thing at a time here. One thing at a time. All right, third drill, everybody. This is actually not going to involve throwing, but we need to work on making sure we get to the proper power position, okay? This is the power position. We got to make sure that after we get through our footwork that we get here, okay? Now, what are we looking for out of the power position? The power position throwing should be very similar to the power position when we hit. Good wide base on our legs. Good wide base in our legs so that when we do our hip drive, we get a lot of power from our lower half. We want to have this front elbow or the front glove pointing right at the target, okay, here. It doesn't matter which one. Could be the glove, could be the elbow, doesn't matter. And ball up on the back side, okay, head right here. So we got to have a good body posture, knees bent. This is where we want to end up after we take our steps. So what you're going to do is, you're simply going to, and we can do it in the direction of our target here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that piece of tape as our target again, but we're not throwing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start square to my target, and I'm going to take my 2 steps. 1 step, 2 steps. Our feet should be lined up to the target. Our arms should be lined up to the target. Our head should be lined up to the target. So after each time we move our feet, that's where we want to land. Okay, so here. Going to the target. 1, 2, land. Feet are good. Arms are good. Head is good. Again. Ready? 1, 2, here. Feet are good. Arms are good. We're good. All right, so it's just repetition. You got to do it over and over again. But if you want to throw hard and give yourself a chance to be accurate with your throw, you've got to get to this position here. If you don't get to this position here, you're going to lose power, and chances are you're going to lose accuracy. Okay? All right, everybody, last drill of the day. And again, another throwing drill. And this time we're going to try to put everything together. So what you're going to do is, I got my foam ball, I got my blue tape. Now, I'm going to be going and actually throwing. Okay, so I know some of you, you have brothers, sisters, parents. Instead of throwing into my garage here, you can play catch with them. What we're looking for here is start everything square to your target. Toes, belly button, nose, chest, everything square. So that blue tape is my target. You're going to take 2 steps and throw. Now, as you're going through the steps, and I'll do it facing the camera here, as you're going through it, it's 1, 2, up to the power position and throw, okay? So no ball, I'm just gonna go through the throwing mechanics. 1, 2, and throw, that's it. Now when you're doing this, you know, for a lot of kids, especially up in the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, probably haven't been throwing much, if at all. Don't come out guns blazing. Nice and easy, work your way into it, okay? Start off nice and easy, get the mechanics right, and then as time goes on, a few weeks go by, then you can start ramping up the speed. But essentially what we're looking at is, we're here, 1, 2, and we're throwing into that target, okay? Pretty basic, pretty simple. Everything square to the target, feet, belly button, chest, nose, everything square, 1 step, 2 step, and throw. And hopefully we're doing everything right. Will that happen? Probably not to start out with. We want to get our feet going to our target. We want to get a good power position where we've got our scopes lined up to our target. And when we throw, we want to make sure that elbow stays above that shoulder. Okay? Real important that you spend time over the next few weeks working on your arm. You got to throw and you got to be able to catch. Okay? So hopefully you get through these 8 drills. You can do them today, you can do them tomorrow, you can do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can do these drills every single day. Next weekend, I'll pump out some more defensive focused drills for you guys to work on, a different set of drills. But feel free to work on these over the course of the next week. There's no reason why any of you can't work on these drills. We've used chalk, we used a piece of tape, we used a foam ball. These are all things I'm sure you have lying around your house. Now get to work.